Well, howdy doodly. Oh no, we don't have us. We're not on stream. Where's our guy? I think we're here. Hang on. Hang on. We're loading it up. There we go. Professional streamer here, I promise everybody. But howdy doodly, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody is ready because we have a fire match coming in for you tonight. We have the adorable Wolves scrimming with Dinasty tonight. Dynasty being a nice, tough team for the Adorable Wolves to take on. Little bit that we know about them. They are one of the top 10 teams over in LATAM North from the March and April Cups during the UCS era. They've also been able to take Unite Ragnarok with a win, which is going to be really, really cool. So we've managed to find a little bit about them. We've managed to get a little bit going here. All right. But we are waiting for ready checks from both teams. We are excited. We are excited to bring them in. All right. You know what? We're going to pop our headphones on quickly. Oh, okay. Well, we had our headphones on. There we go. All right. Well, they're back now. Perfect. Yo, Crafting01, thank you for the follow. Do appreciate it. But yes, tonight we do have Dynasty versus Adorable Wolves. We are excited to have them. So we are getting ready here. We have ready from Fleshy Fairy. We have ready from JC. And it looks like we have ready from Craft and Vicleo. So we are going to get game number 1 between Adorable Wolves and Dynasty on the way. Draft priority going to Adorable Wolves for the first 3 games of our 6-game set. So let's get this underway for our teams. Oh, we're experiencing that bug. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Hang on. We're going to have to let our teams know. Okay, so they are ready to go. They're going to be first priority pick. I apologize for the delay. But here we go. All right, game number 1. We have Dynasty on your purple side, and we have Adorable Wolves on your orange side tonight for the first 3 games. Then things are going to swap. So we have a Charizard coming in here for the first ban on the side of Dynasty. That's an interesting ban. Charizard is a very, very strong Pokemon right now. So it's very typical ban coming in. We do have Snorlax coming in as well. Now, we did see Max hovering that Latias. There is no need to fear Latias tonight. Teams have handshook that Latias is banned. So we have Suicune rounding out. That's a really nice band there with the Psyduck. All right. So we have Snorlax, Psyduck, Charizard, Suicune coming in here for the bands here. These are about typical bands right now. Psyduck being able to exert a lot of pressure with stuns along with Suicune. Snorlax just being a heavy oppressive threat. But doing all this does leave Latios up. But that means now Adorable Wolves is in position to take the Ho-Oh. There it is. We get Ho-Oh locked in and ready to go. Woo! Wow, these guys are absolutely on fire tonight. Oh, we have a Latias picked here. All right, but we did have a bit of a miscommunication there. The Latias is banned, so we are not running that in. The Adorable Wolves were going for a different Pokemon, so we are going to redraft this. But we do appreciate the patience of Dinasty, as well as our players on Adorable and our viewers. We apologize for it, and we're going to make sure it's done. All right. But yeah, if Adorable had locked in any other Mon except Latias, they would have just had to live with that. Part of the drafting experience is making sure you can get your Pokemon in time. All right, let's do another quick ready check. Okay, we got ready from JC. We want to make sure Dynasty is on board, ready to go. Okay, and we are ready to go. Our teams are gone. All right, so again, we're going to have Charizard, Suicune ban. All right, there we go. All right, so we're back on track, and now we're doing it. So we're doing some adminning stuff between the two teams as well. So again, we appreciate it. But we're back in the action here. So we have Latios being locked in for the side of Dinasty, and we got Ho-Oh Blissey locked in for the side of Adorable Wolves. So that is amazing to see, because that's a nice, bulky, strong core here. We do have Greninja, and we do have Serena. So, from looking at the APIs, what we've learned on Dynasty and stuff, we have seen that Greninja and Serena are favored Pokemon by this team here. They are very strong on them. They prefer bulky, divey comps, and that's exactly what this is. We got a nice backliner. We have our diver with the Greninja. We have a nice frontline diver with Serena. Now we're going to lock in what our main support tank core is going to be. We're hovering Eldegoss Slowbro right now. But we still got 5 seconds to lock in what's going to be. Clefable will be devastating here, because pairing that Clefable with the Serena and the Slowbro, that Unite's going to be looking to lock down that Ho-Oh there for the side of Adorable Wolves. With Ho-Oh is locked down, that's going to completely eliminate the use of its Revival Unite. So coming in here, Slowbro is a very powerful pick. It's going to be able to pull Mimikyu out of its own Unite. It's going to be able to stop Ceruledge in its tracks. Slowbro, very powerful pick here. But we have Solar on Miraidon. We have Mimikyu locked in with Ceruledge. So we have a very bulky tank comp going on here versus a very bulk brawly comp here. So we are excited to see what our teams are going to be doing here. We do have some shifting around on their Pokemon as they put in their final preparations. We do have that incense on the Miraidon, and we have all anti-heal. We have incense on Miraidon, and we have Bangle on Ho-Oh, Mimikyu, and Ceruledge, along with that X attack on the Ceruledge. That is going to be going full on damage here. But we have only Serena stacking for the side of Dynasty as well. So that's actually not bad. That's going to allow the Greninja to be able to not worry about having to get stacks in, not worry about scoring. Not that Greninja's like a high priority mon to stack anyways. It's all about those autos with the crits. And then whether you go Surf or Shuriken, that depends on that. I think we're going to see Water Shuriken here from that Greninja here. But that is that nasty gold badge on that Greninja. So they're going to come in and they're going to do some horrible things to Adorable Wolves. Maybe some Geneva Convention breakage. Maybe some war crimes are going to be committed. Who knows? But our teams are now off. Again, we have Dynasty on your purple side. Adorable Wolves, your orange side. As teams now enter their lanes and begin this game number 1. We're going to follow the perspective up top here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're just doing an invade check. All right. I thought we might have been able to see an invade going on here. That is a favorite tactic of JC. Oh, already straight away, Mimikyu's on top. Blissey's doing everything it can to keep the Mimikyu alive and going. But all right, we are good to go here. Mimikyu now trying to capture these wild Pokemon here. Serena doing everything it can. This hot contested bunny here. Serena's going to get it, or Bounsweet's going to get it and evolve into Steenie. We now have 3 people into the top lane here. We have this early gank coming in. We do not have level 5 or level. We do not have our next evolutions here on our Pokemon. We are leaving the back Baltoy for our Clefable. So that's going to be huge because that's now going to give us Moonlight for the side of Dynasty. But Ceruledge already collapsing on these Pokemon here. Boom, coming in. We take them up. Now it's just deciding who are we going to fight. Remember, we have double Bangle up here, but Greninja's going to take the Ceruledge. This is now going to be a push by Dynasty on this top lane. We have Serena looking to get stacks. Again, the only one on the top side of Dynasty who is stacking. So the only one you need to prioritize for this. But as the fight goes on, she's getting lower and lower. The stops come in. The Blissey goes down. But the Mimikyu comes back with the Ceruledge coming in on top of this Clefable. But it's not going to be enough. Whoa! We get the Clefable knockout and we get the Greninja knockout. 2 huge KOs for both teams, as we now are 5 seconds out from these middle Altarias and Swablues spawning in. We already have Adorable Wolf sitting on top of them. Nice surf engage from the Slowbro here. Latios taking massive damage from this flamethrower from JC. Birds are gone, and now teams are disengaging. We have Ho-Oh getting nice vision with Miraidon putting pressure onto this front pad. Again, we have Curse Bangle, Curse Incense. The Moonlight and the pad healing is going to be significantly reduced for Dynasty while these attacks are coming down on them. When you have anti-heal items, you have a lot of potential to be able to apply a lot of pressure. Nice Charge Beam engage coming in. Fire Blast there, just an extension of that entire beam. Slowbro engages on the Miraidon. Miraidon almost 7. Clefable goes down. That's the main healer. That's going down. Slowbro, the next target for Adorable Wolves as they collapse. But oh my gosh, that Blissey on 1 HP in a dream coming out here. We are at 72-0 though for the side of Dynasty. Mimikyu going to be able to stack up top for free, get its levels as Dynasty is just ripping Regirock. Going straight for it. Greninja with the secure. Blissey goes down. Latios takes it for Dynasty as they collapse with 5 full men into this bottom tier 1 pad. We are going for a 25 over, and we're going to move into 177 to 30 points. Dynasty taking a commanding lead here into this as we enter into the mid game. Regieleki is now going to get converted to the side of Dynasty. What a steal by that Serena, coming in with a nice stomp. Regieleki preferring that, it looks like, as it converts to the side of Dynasty. Clefable gonna break, not gonna be fast enough. The score animation did not go through. Regieleki will break that top, but Dynasty is not done their onslaught yet. Huge Unite move from the Ceruledge coming up. Blissey goes down. Greninja goes down. Clefable on 1 HP in a dream. Ceruledge being able to secure that knockout. The team has collapsed on the Serena. Serena's fighting right in the Fluxo. She finally goes down. As Adorable Wolves is pushing back against this onslaught. Huge experience coming back their way from Dynasty. Dynasty needs to either commit to getting these KOs or pulling out already before they give up any more experience. They do have a level lead, but they're losing it slowly. But they're holding back in mass. They're invading the jungle. They're like, listen, this is our path right here. You think this is your farm? Well, no, it's ours now. Clefable with nice moonlights. We have nice engages with those flamethrowers. Blissey coming through, getting nice vision. Miraidon trying to keep the onslaught with the charge beam. As Ceruledge is starting to get a little bit of farm here, trying to capture these wild Pokemon. Dynasty now extracting back from the tier 2 pad, looking to take a strong ambush position into this lower lane. We are looking to see some collapses here on the top here as Ceruledge and Ho-Oh are looking to not get caught out while Adorable Wolves gets together. Our bottom Reggie is up while Greninja is securing farm up top here, capturing Pokemon, but they don't need them. Serena thinks it's a 4v4, takes down the Ceruledge. Ho-Oh does have Unite, so if anything unfortunate happens, like a double KO on Ceruledge Blissey, Ho-Oh is able to bring him back with the Mimikyu. The dead have arisen, the KO'd are back, but Serena does not care as Mimikyu goes down once again. Ho-Oh's caught the brawl here, taken down by the Latios. Nice Unite move coming out from Serena. Pulls up on the Ceruledge and the Blissey once more as Solar gets got by Dynasty. Mimikyu now coming in to defend, but how effective is this going to be? Very effective as it comes down and pulls out a knockout on the Slowbro. But Latios is just too strong. Level 12. How many stacks does this thing have? Makes short work of the Mimikyu as Serena locks in Regice. We also do get the Regieleki in this top here from Greninja. Now it's just applying a little bit of pressure here while Dinasty goes through. We're extension. That's your level 12. Huge knockout going to the side of Adorable Wolves. That is not something you want to do. But Dinasty is not letting up on the pressure. Level 14 Serena. They've taken those level leads back with force as Kraft is level 14. We have 1 minute to go. We're 197 to 30. So what is Adorable Wolves going to have to do to try to get back into this fight? They were brawling this whole time, which is exactly what Dinasty wanted. That Latios has so many stacks. So you have to take a look. Who's got the most KOs? Who's got the most damage on them? And right now that is both Latios for damage and Serena with 10 KOs. So you have to look at who you want to prioritize. Who do you not get got by? How do you deal with Clefable? And that's exactly what Adorable Wolves needs to figure out. We're at level 12s on our Mimikyu and our Ceruledge as that we tick into 13. We're almost to our level 12 on Clefable as we're getting huge vision here with it. Clefable doing a very good job at getting vision here, but we have a bit of an engage on the Ho-Oh. They want to pick this up. If Ho-Oh goes down, that's huge points. JC needs to just pull out before he loses his points. 1 HP in a dream. Slowbo is going to pick that up if given the opportunity, but JC's finally making it away, going back to base, preserving points as we have KOs coming in against AW. Against the Wolves. But now we have a Ray Flip going right on. They're not even going for it. They're just flipping it on spawn. Ho is here in position, but we don't have the stoppage on it. Sarah Jeanette coming in. Secures it for Adorable Wolves. That's Greninja down. Now they just got to score. Clefable goes down here. Mimikyu is done, but hey, they still have 3 healthy shields as they move into scoring position. Ceruledge going to be scoring without shield help. If we get the Ho-Oh in first, yes, we got math. Ho-Oh in first. Then the Miraidon 324 to 197. Can Blissey get her points in now? Oh, it's going to be close. Going to be close. Going to be close. Blissey does not get their points in. So this is huge for Dinasty. We have 1 minute, 10 seconds. Blissey is down, but we do have 2 unites. We have Ho-Oh and Mimikyu still, but they are on the assault. We have 3 down as they start taking farm. They have the points in the pocket to make this push successful. But it's all going to come down to where that Ho-Oh is. Ho-Oh should be on the home pad in case they can be able to jump, but that's not going to happen. Ho-Oh's in that top tier 2. As the engage comes in, Serena coming in, diving on top. Mimikyu jumping on the unite. Slowbro takes the KO on the Mimikyu. Adorable Wolves is going down 1 by 1, but Ho-Oh is here. They don't have the points. They can only revive 1 person. They're going to go for the revival, and who's going to catch the knock? Miraidon is 297 to 324. Adorable Wolves full white as we get a full clean reverse from Dinasty. They're going to dunk these points in. 645 to 324 in the final 18 seconds of this match. Adorable Wolves had the reverse sweep pulled against them. Whoo! Oh my gosh, what a fire game 1. When you think you have control, the Rayquaza just gets taken out from underneath of you. And then when you think you got the win, even though you got the Great Green Dragon, when you go for push that score, that push, the re-push, the fact you didn't give up just to eliminate everyone on pad. I mean, Dinasty knew they had the team fight potential. They were winning those fights even on the pad. Well done to both teams. Oh my gosh, what a game number 1. Dinasty going to take the first point here. Not that the points actually matter, but we just keep points. It helps me also keep track of what game we're on. So, but yeah, oh my gosh, look at this. This was absolutely fire. Like we got 111 on Latios, 94 on Serena. We got 94 on Solar on that Miraidon, though. These ranged Pokemon putting in the work for their teams for sure. Oh my gosh, 88. Even though we had the healing mitigation across 4 of our Mons, Clefable still coming in with 88k heals. The Adorable Wolves just wasn't able to score up until the Rayquaza. They might have had a better chance coming in if they were able to get scores more throughout. They only got 30 points right up until the Rayquaza steal. So I think if coming into game number 2, if Adorable Wolves is able to get to their is able to get more points in consistently throughout the match, when an event like that, as such as the Rayquaza steal happens, we'll be able to come through and get that done. Lock it in. So but this is the type of unite that we love to see. This is the type of unite that we want to see play. So, again, how is Adorable Wolves going to be able to pivot? What were the main problems on the other team? They grabbed Slowbro, which was a main lockdown for their Serena. They're like, listen, of all the Pokemon, we're going to take away Serena, but Dynasty did reveal their damage before they locked in their final picks. They revealed all 3 sources of their damage before they locked in a tank. Slowbro was a last pick for them. So we need to, JC saying ready. Oh, there he is. All right. Perfect. We have a ready check from JC here. So we're going to put an R in to see if light, so the side of Dynasty is ready to go. Craft is ready. So game number 2 is going to get done. So here we go. Game number 2. Again, Dynasty, your purple team with first draft priority in this set of 6 games. And we do have Adorable Wolves coming in here on your orange team without priority pick. Uh-oh. G9 star. We do have everything coming in. All right, we're checking if they want to declare a ban or reset. They did miss it, so. All right, they're going to lock in the Suicune here. So Suicune is up now. So we did have a ban out. We missed the ban here with Charizard, Ho-Oh, and we're targeting that Sabrina. All right, they're not going to opt for a target ban or anything like that. So thank you, Dynasty. Dynasty did miss it, but that's okay. We're locking in Snorlax Blissey coming in here. Ooh, that's interesting. That means we are going to leave the Slowbro up again. So Slowbro being clearly not the problem they thought it was going to be, but Suicune locked in. Latios still picked, still up, ready to go. We have Slowbro Clefable being locked in here. Now we got, oh no, baited on the Clefable for the Latios. So we're already building a little bit back towards what we want. Serena's gone. So now what do? We're going to pivot to Suicune. Why? Because what Suicune's going to be able to provide is the utility of itself. A lot of freezing, a lot of stunning coming in. We're locking in Miraidon. Ooh, I love to see Solar on Miraidon, picking up that Mon. It's something that we avoided a lot in the last few scrims. So to see Solar come in and expand onto this, that's amazing. And as we can see, 94k, bro has got a good Miraidon. Bro knows what to do with it. Didn't see him go down a whole lot either, but we have Buzzwole locked in on Cakes here for the side of Adorable. So we're looking more, again, for a brawly comp right here. That's what we want to do. We want to fight. We want to be in there. Miraidon, nice range. Going toe-to-toe with the Latios. Locking in Greninja again. And you know what? When you take away their Serena, they're going to go to their #1 pick, Lucario. Lucario is a monster and has been for the last, I have to say, like month and a half now. Lucario is just so strong right now. And when you have a bulky comp that's going to be brawling, like Buzzwole, Ceruledge, Blissey, Snorlax, You know the team is going to be clumped, so that's prime time for E-Speed. And if the team is going to be clumped too much, then E-Speed's going to be able to get to that Miraidon. Now, this is something that Solar is aware of, and he's very good on the comms with it. So, as long as he makes his team aware, and the team does not group as much as they normally do around the Miraidon, Solar should be safe to be able to lay down covering fire, but it's still, that doesn't help with the clumping, or with the E-Speed coming in on top of them. It just hampers the Lucario's ability to get onto Miraidon a little bit. But Greninja is the other diver. X-Attack Greninja with the Unite move into the back lines. Miraidon is toast if that happens. So we have to figure out where our focuses are going to be. Snorlax has to come in, do a nice peel. But again, Latios is going to be shredding those front lines. Oh, this is going to be an awesome, awesome game. I'll tell you that right now. We are opting more for Brawl on both sides. So that's exactly what's happening here. We got a lot of brawling potential. We got more melee brawl for the Adorable Wolves, and we got more of a ranged brawl for the side of Dinasty. Dinasty preferring these bulkier comps right here with the side of Assassination. But now we are here in game number 2. Our teams are going, and we have Dinasty, your purple team. We have Adorable Wolves, your orange team, as we get into game number 2. Let's go take a look at what happens in the bottom lane this game, because we did see what's going on in the top. Now we're going to see what's going on in the bottom. We're not even going to change off of this Snorlax perspective. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought JC was doing one of his infamous invades right here, so that is really cool. He's not doing that, so that is A-okay. All right, so we have nice secures with Snorlax and Miraidon being able to out-secure on the farm, onto these wild Pokemon here. But Slowbro's is no slouch either, sitting at 16 points. Has a lot coming in here for this. Whoa, there we go. We have Snorlax here. Boom. Nice little nap here, but we do have the engages up here in a few seconds. Our junglers are up in the top side here. We do have our big level 5 Pokemon. That's Ceruledge, ready to go, eager to engage. We have Greninja, the Frogadier right now, eager to engage. Oh, there's the nice collapse on it. They take the Greninja, but the Lucario gets on top of the Ceruledge, takes it down, gets the buffs, gets level 5. That is so devastating for them right now. That's a huge swing back to their side of the map. But now we come through here, and now we're getting, oh my gosh. All right. We have level 5 on Buzzwole. Lucario's going in. If we can get onto this huge double from Lucario. That was just one moment they're there. The next moment they are gone. Wow. Again, this Lucario's already level 7. It's just stacking for free now. Putting its weight up, getting a little bit more of experience. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful to see. Level 8 already. That is going to be rough. But we have the mid-birds here. We did miss them here as we were admiring that Lucario, being just wowed by the fact that it's already level 8, which is ahead of its own jungler. But Buzzwole getting caught out. Ooh, huge grab by the Greninja, as now Dynasty looks to grab the engage here. Oh, Adorable Wolves is in here in full, but Lucario's making quick work of them with that E-Speed. 1, 2, and 3 are down as we go to score. Blissey doing everything they can to keep these scores from going in for as long as possible. But Dynasty is like, listen, there's a lot of farm up here. The longer we keep this T1 pad up, the more experience we get and the more we deny it to them. It's sitting on 2 points. A lot of teams would opt to break it now to go for the Regieleki engage, but Dynasty is being very methodical with this. They don't want this pad broken yet. They have the Slowbro with 2 points, if necessary, 7 for a quick cheeky score if they take the Lecky and want to push the T2. We have a nice Whirlpool here coming in. Adorable Wolves is not even here in full. We still have Miraidon and Ceruledge down there, which... Ooh, all right, there we go. 37 points over, 161 to 0. Greninja, Lucario collapsing on Regieleki now as we move into the bottom path. And we have a nice secure on Reg Ice, so that is why they didn't go for that. Reg Ice considered one of the weaker Reggies coming in, but Saralech engaging on top of this Latios. Latios does not have its Unite move yet. Slowly ticking into it, but a nice dodge on the Saralech Unite. Suicune doing a fantastic job of kiting the Saralech, pulling them into the flex zone, baiting them while their team collapses, gets got on the Saralech. MG goes down. Miraidon now left all alone as Latios is going to take this KO and get even more stacks. And what I mean by stacks is its ability, folks. Its ability has stacks. For every 25 stacks this ability gets, it will increase the number of orbs that Dragon Pulse shoots out. So you want Latios to be brawling. You want it to be fighting. You want it to just go through and get as many of these stacks as possible. Because there is no cap. Well, I think it's capped at 999, but you don't feasibly reach that, so yeah, it's capped. But Lucario diving in, making quick work of Adorable Wolves, saying, hey, listen, I'm okay with here. Nice, getting back behind the enemy lines, throwing a Unite move out, Slowbro on the Saralech, locking it down. No jump pads yet as Dinasty is collapsing on this T2 for 310 points to 0. Adorable Wolves is lost on the levels, lost in the lanes, and lost in the score. They are 5 minutes into this game, so there's still 5 minutes left. We're only halfway through, which means anything could happen. So Adorable Wolves needs to figure out what it is. What's their win con? What's the problematic Pokemon? Right now, that Pokemon is Lucario. Every time Lucario has come in against them, they have not had any way to lock it down. They don't have a secure. They don't have a peel. But they do have the Snorlax coming in, trying to trap it. The Buzzwole's getting, huge on the Lucario, being able to collapse and team up with Greninja Suicune for the Buzzwole KO. Latios Slowbro pushing a little bit in the bottom lane. Scouting out where everybody is. Seeing, hey, can we make some scores? But Adorable Wolves needs to start looking for opportunities. If they're in the top side, do we go bot side? And if they're in the bot side, do we go top? Like, where do we go? We need to put a lot of counter pressure in. But we also need to defend this T1. Saralech goes down to the Greninja Unite, coming in Snorlax with a nice heavy slam, being able to engage there. Huge power nap coming through on top of the Suicune here, as Lucario makes quick work of both Saralech and Miraidon. Greninja coming in to help put the pressure on this pad. The bulkiest Pokemon here, triple KO streak for the side of the Greninja here. Nice Snorlax block coming in. Massive KO on the Greninja here. As we have the Buzzwole and Snorlax coming in. With Saralech goes down, but Blissey coming in, but Redalecki goes in as the points reign in for a commanding lead of 418 to 0. Our team here on Dynasty is almost sitting at a level 14 Lucario. We have 3 minutes left. There it is, level 14. Greninja, what are you at? You're at 13.5, but you're aiming for 14. We could have 2 14s by Rayquaza with 0 points scored for the side of Adorable Wolves. That was an amazing game 1, but they're getting locked down on game 2. They need some way to lock down their targets, whether it's the Serena or whether it's the Lucario coming in. They had it last game with the Mimikyu, but with no, nice pullback by the Slowbro, forcing a resource extension there. Nice collapse onto the Buzzwole here. Buzzwole goes down. Adorable Wolves is getting hugely pressured. Their farm, their space, their personal space getting invaded here by Dynasty. Dynasty is just being nasty. But that is what they do. They put pressure on their opponents. They keep it on. They have the tools to do so as they take a deep position inside the Rayquaza pit. Snorlax jumps in, but quickly gets KO'd as Miraidon tries to lay down a barrage of covering fire. But without the rest of Adorable Wolves, they're not able to convert any KOs from Dynasty. Huge. Dynasty doing a great job utilizing their moves, bush checking, coordinating, synergizing. They know Adorable Wolves is nowhere near, so now they're going to take the Ray fight. Here we go. They're going for the Ray flip. Adorable Wolves needs to get in here. They got it with the Saralech Unite last time. Nice freeze on it. Lucario with the secure. Saralech not able to get in. Close. Saralech Unite coming through, but not going to be enough as 1, 2, 3, 4 Wolves fall to the Dynasty. That is Dynasty. 5 wolves down as points come raining in. Suicune scores 3 KO streak. More points would have come in, and Adorable Wolves coming in with the respectable surrender. My gosh, was that a controlling match indeed. We were not able to lock down any of the Pokemon that we consistently have trouble with. Lucario has been an issue for Adorable Wolves for a while, and we have a team here that is dominating with the Lucario. So we got to look at what are our options going to be to pull back to start dissuading Lucario or Serena from diving under a pad. Again, game number 1, we had the Mimikyu to be able to do that. Lock it down, stop it from coming in and diving and being able to punish it. Game number 2, though, we opted not for Mimikyu, but we left the Slowbro up, preferring Snorlax. So when we leave Slowbro up, that is allowing them to take it. That's allowing Lucario to come in for free. So we have to be mindful of where those pivots are going as well. But Adorable Wolves, they already banned out the Serena. They recognized it was a problem. Lucario is just a big problem. Kraft is just able to get into the back lines no matter what they do. So how is Adorable Wolves going to be able to adjust this? But we're going to find out here shortly as we now go through to game number 3 and we get ready for the final first draft pick from the side of Dinasty. Dinasty absolutely rocking. The reason why they are one of the top 10 teams inside the Latin North, within the Latin North scene. But now we are waiting for ready checks here. JC gives the ready. All right, we're gonna put the question mark here. Making sure, and again, like, this is no rush on Dinasty at all to be like, hey, we gotta ready up, we gotta get going. No, absolutely not. This is just for me to get my piece in there, be like, okay, are we ready? And then we wait for, and then they take their time and they wait. You got to talk things out. You got to be like, all right, but Kraft with the sticker dart, go, go, go. So here we go for game number 3 for Dinasty versus Adorable Wolves. And we're going to update our scores here because that's just the kind of professional streaming you guys have come to expect from me. But Charizard locked in. Ho-Oh locked in here as a ban now as well. And we're going to see what possibly Dynasty is going to lock in as their final ban. Blissey. All right, they're removing Blissey. They're like, listen, you guys brought Blissey game number 1? No. You brought Blissey to game number 2? No. Play something else. Get some diversity in there. So now Adorable Wolves is now thinking, which is more of a threat, Serena or Lucario? And they're saying Serena is the bigger threat. So we're going to lock down Serena. We're going to get rid of it. Oh, no, that's great. We do have our Zygarde League. That's a great point, Gaspard. I appreciate that. We're going to hide those right now. All right, perfect. Thank you, Gasper, for pointing that out. But as we now come in here, Suicune going to be able to lock in for first pick for the side of Dynasty. We've left Suicune up again. We've allowed it to go to the other side, opting to not have it be a problem. Psyduck being locked in. Pancake sitting in here. We have Clefable now locked in on Ace. C-E, Ace, coming in here. Showing up his supporter picks galore. So we have nice Psyduck, we have nice Clefable, but this does mean there's no tank on the side of Adorable yet. They could be opting for a tank brawler here, but we're going to see Latios coming in again. That is a monster of a Pokemon, and we're seeing Snorlax. So we not only let them get Latios for a third time, but we're giving up the Snorlax pick. That is huge. We have 3 power Pokemon for the side of Dynasty. I wonder what Adorable Wolves is cooking up over here now. If they're going to go for double supporter and give up both the Slowbro and the Snorlax to the side of Dynasty. We have Aegis Slash and Talonflame being locked in. And we got Greninja Lucario locked in again. They're like, listen, this Pokemon was a menace for them last time. It'll be a menace for them this time. Hopefully, this comp over here from Adorable Wolves will be able to get the job done. We have Armor Rouge being locked in as the final pick. So this could be a fire spin game. So we don't need to go range to range, toe to toe, but instead we will see them coming in here but instead we will see them come in and go for the full brawl, being up there with MG on the Aegislash, up there with Ace on the Clefable there, up with JC on the Psyduck, while Cake is also up in and out, going to be dodging and dipping and weaving and cleaving to come through and try to get whatever KOs it can on both the Latios and the Greninja. But Lucario is going to remain a problem for them, being able to dive into the back lines. You've got to shut that thing down early. Stop it from getting level 14. If you're able to keep it on par with you, if you're able to stay ahead with it, keep it tamed to a 12, maybe even 13 if you have to. You could do, that's reasonable, but when you are 2 full levels behind, you can't let that get away. We have gold badges on Lucario, gold badge on Greninja. You know they play this a lot, but Cake coming in being like, listen, if we're showing off gold badges, let me show you something. And Cake is bringing in the Talonflame, being like, I got a gold badge too. But for the final time this set, we have Dinasty, your purple team, and we have Adorable Wolves, your orange team, before we swap sides. We're going to go back into the top lane again. We're going to see how Adorable Wolves is going to be able to handle this Lucario coming in the top side with their Talonflame Clefable combo. Talonflame looking for an opportunity to score. Clefable luring them away to their side. Lucario is just going to have free reign to stack now. First berry gone. We do have our move already used out. Nice grab by the side of Pancakes here, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to come in, lock in. The Lucario is going to secure it. Such a strong secure. Locking in all of their farm from the side of all of those wild Pokemon from the side of Adorable Wolves. So now they can play back, play a little bit safe side, take their twins, take their final bunny before moving into this Swablu Altaria fight, which is bound to happen in about 5 seconds. Doublade is now in the top lane. We are ready to get this going. Nice engage here with the Suicune. Oh, quick work of the Talonflame. Doublade's in trouble as Lucario bounces it between them, takes a double knockout. Oh, but here we go. Doublade is doing what it can, but it is going to go down as points rain in. That is another point to be able to stack for Lucario. 68-7. But what's going on down into this bottom lane here? We have Solar and JC up against G9 Star and Vicleo. Nice isolation from the Psyduck, allowing the Snorlax to be able to pick off, but it's level 5. They don't have a level 5 in this bottom lane yet. They are finally hitting Armor Rouge, which means they would not be able to take down that Snorlax. Level 5 on the Talonflame. We're going for the farm. Hopefully we don't see a dive in there. Perfect. We have the Armor Rouge locked in. Nice Draco Meteor coming in for the side of the Latios as we're getting tongue-tied here. There it is. The knockout from the Latios with the Draco Meteor on that Psyduck. Lucario doing what Lucario does best. Into the back line with huge damage coming in. It's just so versatile. Look at that E-Speed. E-Speed Bone Rush. E-Speed Bone Rush. You just Bone Rush through and you go through with the E-Speeds to pull yourself back to safety. Now, whether it's behind the enemy lines or whether it's behind your own lines, being able to utilize those teleports effectively is what's making this Lucario devastating. And it's, once again, the first Pokemon on this map with its Unite move. That is huge. Pulling this bottom tier 1 pad down to 1. Dinasty coming in being like, listen guys, we got the map on this. But Regice is the bottom Reggie for this one. Again, it's commonly seen as not ideal. We have a full collapse onto this pad with the Lucario here, but we're only able to convert 13 points off that push. Huge engage from the Snorlax using the eject button heavy slam for a triple knockout for Dinasty. This is going to leave the Psyduck and the Aegislash all alone as they try to defend this pad. Aegislash coming down, does not have Unite move. 12 points going to go for the overage, so it's not a huge over, but they are going to get this the Regieleki. No Unite moves for the side of Dinasty, but no Unite moves even achieved for the side of Adorable Wolves. So this could be a very hard, devastating push for Adorable Wolves if it goes south. Psyduck is the first to fall in this engage as Dinasty collapses on the T2. Regieleki being their 6th man, but Snorlax is down, but they still got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adorable Wolves getting cleaned up as Psyduck has no choice but to walk up the lane to try to defend. They don't have jump pads yet. Dinasty is exerting beautiful map control right now. Coming through here, Adorable Wolves needs to find a way back into this match. They're sitting at 20 points, so they're doing better than what they did last time, but we are still 5.5 minutes left. We still have this bottom Reggie to go, which is Reggie Ice. Nobody has taken it yet, so this could be Adorable Wolves' way back in, but we need the whole team together. Greninja Unite comes in, picks up the Armor Rouge. Draco Meteor coming down, landing a lot of damage on top of this Clefable. Moonlight coming in, being the secure that they need. Adorable Wolves able to secure it. No! The Suicune comes in and says, Regice is my brother and he's mine. We're taking him home. Greninja is going to go down, which means it is going to lose that buff. But we have full force of the surviving members of Dinasty. Cake's going to opt for a back cap up the top side here. So that's going to be huge to try to get the Adorable Wolves back in. Counter pressure's the way to go, but it's not going to be enough as another member of Adorable Wolves falls down. Aegislash, then the Psyduck. We are getting resources out. We're getting the Latios Unite move, but it's 3 KOs. We can't do anything to stop it. Cake's trapped in the middle. Snorlax Unite coming out. This push is just devastating. Adorable Wolves just keep going in and getting locked in by Dinasty. Greninja is going to have a free top lane here. Then Snorlax with points because it keeps taking KOs and getting points from Adorable. But we are trying to punish here. Oh, huge Unite from the Talonflame. Suicune secure, being locked in with the Talonflame, but it is going to go down. Dinasty being like, listen, you can take our Suicune, but we just know we're going to take you. Lucario on track to being level 14 very soon. We do have that tier 2 broken by the Greninja here, with the Regieleki now barreling towards Adorable Wolves' home pad. This is absolutely monstrous, not a scenario you want to be in, but Dinasty, it's going to walk! Regieleki's going to walk, but Dinasty has to pull out. Adorable Wolves was able to swing the fight back the other way. This is going to be massive, massive experience. But we're collapsing on the Snorlax, letting Suicune get away. But Suicune is overstaying its welcome. And we lost the tether on the sidekick there. Adorable Wolves now pivoting to go for the to start collecting all these wild Pokemon, getting that experience from the captures onto their Talonflame and their Aegislash, while the Armor Rouge, the Clefable, and the Psyduck try to lock Dinasty in with team fighting. But that's just going to help the Latios get their... Yeah, there it goes. The Clefable goes down. It wasn't a bad plan, but Cakes is going for a score top side. He's in position to do it, but the Lucario is going to find him. But he was able to base just in case. But we are going to see Psyduck in a bit of a sticky situation. No, wait, where was I? Why did I think Psyduck was in the top lane? Map awareness, Hyde, map awareness. Dinasty has it, Adorable Wolves has it, but old Hyde does not have it. But we're going to lock into Latios this early with a nice KO for 14 seconds. Not going to be late for Ray, but it is going to be huge. Oh, 1 HP and a dream on Toro here with the Greninja, being able to make it back to pad, grab this, and we're trying to bait it in. Greninja slowly getting its HP back while its team converts Regieleki to their way. Adorable Wolves opting to go turn Dynasty's own strategy against them. We're going straight for the rip. We're gonna let Lecky walk. We're going for the secure. Aegislash gets it. 1, 2, 3 for Dinasty down. And Adorable Wolves looks to collapse and take KO number 4 on the Snorlax. They have shields. That's 1 shield going in. 1 hundo burger, 2 hundo burgers. We're at 400 to 249. 291, 391 to 438. Armor Rouge, can you get your points in? Armor Rouge! Here we go. All right, now Armor Rouge has to make it back. They're level 14. They have their shield. 491 to 438. We are in the lead. Regilecki is gone. Clefable does have shield, but runs into Greninja. Shield is gone. Clefable, you can't be doing that. Stick with your team. Play with your team. Be sneaky, but it's going to go down. This is going to be huge. 5 members of Dynasty back up. 1 minute to come back into this game. But we don't have a T1 pad or T2 pad up top. What we do have is we do have full pad defense here. Being able to lock into this T2 pad, being able to jump on with our jump pads here. We have 2 Unite moves for the side of Adorable, but we have 4 locked in on the side of Dynasty. This is going to be a hard push because any sort of points coming in here could be devastating. We have a nice there. We have to last for another 30 seconds. Anything could go. Suicune falls. Armor Rouge falls as they push in. Dynasty is not relenting. Clefable, Psyduck to go down next. Along with the Armor Rouge, Aegislash, the only way the Adorable Wolves are going to stay in. 488 to 491. 16 seconds left as another final Hundo Burger is going to come in for this Lucario for 588 and seal the fate of Adorable Wolves for Dinasty, locking in game number 3. Whoo! Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. That is something indeed. Oh my goodness. Both our teams being able to lock that in. We're swapping things over now, but what a set so far. First 3 games down. Dynasty was in the first pick position, but now that is going to go to the side of Adorable Wolves. But they flipped the Ray. They took Dynasty's own strategy and used it against them, and it worked. And then they reined all of the points in. The reason this didn't work as effectively, and they put them in too close of a scenario to be pushed against, is because they allowed Dynasty to get too many points early in the game. These team fights, these brawls, even on pad, they're so devastating. But oh my goodness, but well done, Dynasty. Well done, Adorable Wolves. We have 100k on the Lucario. We have 57k heals on that Clefable, 79 from the Armor Rouge, and both 81 and 88 from Latios and Greninja, respectively. This was a brawling team. This is what that was doing. Snorlax with 67, Clefable, 98k damage taken. You know who was tanking for their teams. All right, we're going to return to the lobby, and we're going to ask for our teams to swap if they have not already. All right, let's get in here. Communication error, that's A-okay. All right, Adorable Wolves. We're just double checking to make sure that they are okay. We're asking for a quick 5-minute break. So while our teams are going to do that and they're going to sort that out, we're going to put ourselves on a bit of an ad break. I hope you guys are enjoying these games because they are fire games so far. It is amazing. Power Ranger Rojo 2, thank you for the follow. I super appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the commentary from this. I hope you're enjoying the set from here because this is amazing to see from both teams here. So I hope you're enjoying. We're going to go on a quick 3-minute ad break here as we lock in for our teams to try to get a little bit of a breather here and to see what they would like to do and give our teams time to think about what it is they're going to do coming into game number 4. This time, Adorable Wolves will have first pick position and Dynasty will be on second pick. So it'll be interesting to see. But we will see you guys on the flip side in 3 minutes. All right, we are back, guys. Thank you for the ad break. Apologies if we got the timing on that wrong there. I saw ad break dead, so I was like, oh no. Oh, it wasn't too far off? All right, perfect. I'm glad I got... It's hard to do the timing for these things on delay. So, but Adorable Wolves is now back. We're ready. They needed a 5-minute break here, so we gave both teams 5-minute break. We are back. Now we're just waiting on a ready check here from Dynasty. They are ready to go, so let's get into game number 4. And as we go into the gaming scene here. All right, we're going to alter Dynasty's name here on the... Oh, wait, that's the score. I don't want to alter the score. I want to alter their name. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to pull this in here. We're going to... Can we let... I hit it! I clicked it. That's team name right. There we go. All right. Perfect. 3-0 right now for the side of Dynasty. Adorable Wolves will have first pick coming into here. They're going to ban out the Ho-Oh. We're going to ban out the Charizard. We're going to ban out the Blissey. We're saying no Blissey, no Zard, no Ho-Oh, no Suicune. Standard bans coming in all together around. But what are we going to first pick now? We have Solar in the first pick position. So this is going to be an interesting sight to see. What do we want? We're hovering Lapras. Going for the Snorlax pick. Heck yeah. All right, so first pick on the Snorlax. But this is going to leave up Slowbro. Is going to leave up Latios. And we know how much Dynasty loves playing Latios. So you can't just say adios to Latios if you're in a first pick position. You have to kind of respect it. Has it been a problem this all match? Is it something you can deal with? We have Serena and Clefable being locked in. All right, perfect. We do have the ready check. Again, nothing from Dynasty about that because we let Kraft let that go straight down. Straight down to the timer. So I hope that's not a disconnect. I hope that Serena pick was intentional. If not, do not hesitate to let me know, and we'll make sure we get this draft reset. We want to make sure everybody is in fighting fit and is able to come through and participate at their fullest to their best comfort level. Oh, I just realized my bots are not activated. Oh, interesting. Okay. I must have turned them off for a Zygarde League match, I think. Oh, that's amazing. We are professional streaming here, so that's great to be able to come in and see that done. But we do have, oh, look at this draft here. We have Max on the Clefable again with the Serena. That's nasty. We're going to pull in the Slowbro. That's horrifying to see. We have Greninja coming back, and we're going to pull the Miraidon away from them. So with Greninja, Miraidon now, no Latios. We do have Snorlax, Psyduck. Okay, we got a nice strong core here. We got Armor Rouge to play around that, but we got no healing to go with it except a potion. So that could be detrimental. We got to make sure we're playing to these CCs and to these stuns very effectively. But we have Absol on MG, and we have Solar on the Rapidash. So we have our Nightmare Fiend and our Pretty Pink Pony coming in here. So two very opposite ends of the spectrum. Going to be able to rain nightmares in different ways upon Dynasty on their Miraidon and their Greninja picks. Hopefully this means that hopefully Adorable Wolves will be able to get onto the back lines here more effectively than they have been in the first 3 games. This is going to be absolutely huge to be able to come in here. But we do have we are now in our game here. So, Adorable Wolves, now your purple team. Dynasty, now your orange team. As we come into game number 4 into the 6-game set. So, let's go into this bottom side here. Let's go take a look. Let's take a look, see how Rapidash and Snorlax are going to perform. Rapidash is going to do its thing. Snorlax, oh, big boy Snorlax coming in for the invade. Oh, you love to see it. Go, boy, go. But we have the blue buff already taken. We have Snorlax already engaging on top of this Froakie here. We're now healing. We're waiting for our tackle to come back. There's no help at all from the side of Dinasty. This Froakie here is going to be like, I can take it. We're going to see some sleeps. There we go. We got a nice bush check coming in. JC's doing a decent job of being able to stall this out. It's not going to be enough. Frogadier is going to be online. He's still going to be in pad. Our horse is behind, so our Galarian Rapidash is behind a little bit. But Absol's been able to pick up the KO. Even though the Frogadier came up, Absol was like, listen, bro, I'm Absol. I am the Nightmare Fiend. And Absol's ready to prove it here as they start the engage here. We have Armor Rouge now online. Psyduck coming through. Absol with a knock-up on the Serena here, going for its first stack with 24 points. Actually, we didn't even check if it was stacking. Professional streamer and caster here. But that's huge. We're at 28-0 right now for the side of Adorable Wolves. So this is already going really strongly in their favor. We have Absol going back to capture wild Pokemon in the center path. And we have Serena dreaming of level 6. Almost there, though. Almost there. Couple more wild Pokemon fights, and she's got this. But we're now positioning into the middle here for these 8 minutes Alterias and Swablues. These birds and this Dragon Bird are going to be exactly what they're going to be able to need to come online. Slowbro engage with the Clefable. That's a bulky core. The Miraidon sitting open with the Absol just ignoring it. Oh man, Absol with a 2 KO streak being able to go through here, but the Miraidon is still able to apply a lot of pressure. You have to be careful when you have a Miraidon. When you have an open slot like that, don't be afraid to dive on and take it. That Miraidon is something that you want to get rid of and make sure it's gone. But we have a huge collapse. Galarian, Rapidash, Snorlax, and Absol all getting taken out in this bottom lane with a 4-man push from Dinasty as they put their points back on the board. They're not going to be able to score with the Slowbro because it's going to break the pad. They don't want to do that. We have seen Dinasty be like, listen, we want to opt for farm. We're going to apply some pressure into the center path here to be like, this is not your jungle anymore. This is now mine. Serena taking the KO on the Psyduck up top. Armor Rouge left all alone, level 7 against a level 8 Serena. The Queenly Majesty is doing her work very effectively. Slowbro peeling with those clones very effectively, but Absol getting baited here. We don't have a Unite move, but we do have one out from the Greninja. Coming in, pick up the Absol, pick up the Armor Rouge, picking up the Psyduck as Miraidon's Charge Beam and Dynasty's Onslaught comes in. Picking up the Pretty Pink Pony for points raining in. We are now sitting at 141 points, 157-28. As Dynasty now collapses onto this Regieleki to pull it to their side. Now we are in a position for a 6-man push. We have 2 Unite moves, Serena and Clefable, to aid with this push. It's 5-man going in. They see the Absol on the bottom objective. They're like, listen, that's not what we want. We want to break this T2. So that's one huge amount of onslaught coming through. Absol Unite is online, but he's not here. He has to be here in order to do, but Regieleki collapses. Unite moves coming out. Greninja, Clefable, Serena all burned them. Snorlax going down for a double KO. 33 points left on this pad. 31 points now. Dynasty not able to break it, but that's a massive, massive push, allowing them to quickly come back within the span of about 60 seconds to 226 points. Huge charge beams coming through. We got to get onto this Miraidon. Miraidon is so oppressive, so powerful. We have Absol. Absol's got to get back there. Absol is on it. He's doing the work. He's trying to get there. He gets it. He got it. Now he's said, like, we're good. Get out of there. We dive in on the Clefable, but that is unfortunately not going to be the smart move. Absol does get got. Clefable lives on 1 HP and is still able to provide Moonlight healing for the side of Dynasty. Snorlax with a nice block, being able to survive that. Just increasing its bulk as Serena comes down, stomps all over it, and takes it down. We now have a 26-point overage here, putting us up to 260 points on the side of Dynasty. Dinasty is keeping the pressure on, though. This is their forte. This is their game. This is what they want to do. They've been doing it all set so far. They are very comfortable in 3v4 situations because they have their, look at their Pokemon. They have healing capabilities on Serena. Even the Lucario had healing capabilities coming in here as a 3 KO streak for the side of the Miraidon. Serena is huge KO. Huge experience swing to this back to the side of Adorable. But we are fighting so much. We need to isolate and secure. We need to take them out. Absol goes down. Rapidash is coming back. We need to get on the Greninja. Pull it towards it with the Psychic. Locked into the Fire Spin. Psyduck gets the secure. But it's got experience shard. So that experience went to its pals. Its friends. Its buddies. As we now finally hit level 12 on Armor Rouge and Absol together. We got 2 level 12s, but the 2 level 12s on the side of Dinasty, but that Greninja is sitting at 13. Snorlax with a nice block coming through, being able to shrug it off, but Craft is showing their craft on Serena, but excellent breakdown on top of this. Miraidon goes for the Charge Beam, but it's not going to be enough. They will take the secure on the side deck. They will take out the Snorlax. But the experience and the buffs will go towards the side of Adorable Wolves, but with that KO on Rapidash, that is the 3rd KO since the Reggie was taken, which means 3 people are now without that buff of the extra healing from Reg Ice. So the buff is now no longer applied for most of Adorable Wolves' team, but we're sitting at 346 to 90. Greninja is taking the top Regieleki here. Absol tries to contest, but it's not going to be enough. But we do have huge pushes, huge catch, huge grabs by the Slowbro to pull that Armor Rouge off, get the KO on that Pokemon. Another 11 points going in for Dinasty to 357 to 90. Oh, another 11 from the Serena. We're going for 50. Slowbro not able to get them in. Miraidon is laying down a barrage. We are 25 seconds from Rayquaza. Adorable Wolves needs to try to get some sort of pointage. We have level 14 on Absol. Can we get 14 on possibly the Armor Rouge? Are we able to get 14 or 13 on the Rapidash? Not in 10 seconds, but we do get that 12. So now we look at Dynasty's position here. They have a nice position on the deep side of the Rayquaza pit. We have a lot of damage coming out. Slowbro trying to look for that engage pick opportunity for Greninja. Nice surf coming in there. Snorlax caught right in the middle of everybody. Rapidash trying to get to the back of everyone, trying to get onto this Miraidon. Absol gets on top of it, but it's not going to be enough. Rapidash Psyduck go down. Absol is in danger as he tries to continue to take down the Miraidon, but it's just too strong. Armor Rouge, Rapidash, Absol gone. It's just the tank and support left. It's just the Psyduck Snorlax as Dynasty collapses on the Great Green Dragon to look for a convert. Are we going to get it? Miraidon does secure it despite JC running in and trying to get that with a nice little Snorlax punch. That was actually really close. A Snorlax basic was in range to take that. That was monstrously, deceptively terrifying for the side of Dynasty. But points are raining in. Hundo Burgers are coming through. We have a lot of points coming in. As Adorable Wolves goes 1, 2, 3 down as Dynasty looks to establish its dynasty on the home pad for Adorable Wolves. With 45 seconds left, with so many of the Wolves down, I do not believe they'll have a way to come back into game number 4 as Dynasty takes it with a massive sweeping 847 to 90 points. So, what went wrong here? There was so much pressure from the side of Dynasty. This is their game. They exert map pressure. They exert farm pressure. They have a natural pressure with the levels that they gain from this. You have to try to capitalize on this in some way, shape, or form. Adorable Wolves needs to take this time to start thinking of their strategy for the next game. But what can they do? They let the Latios through, but they didn't pick it this time. Serena is a Pokemon that is a problem for them, but they didn't. Let the Lucario able to come through too, but we locked in Serena instead. So this is going to be interesting to see how Adorable Wolves comes back. Lucario, Serena, consistent problems for them. I think the Miraidon was the real issue for them in this match, though. The amount of damage that they were able to do, even the Absol and the Rapidash combined were not able to break the rock-solid defense that Dinasty had of protecting Miraidon. Look at that. 110 damage from the Serena, 122 from the Miraidon, 121 from that Greninja. Absol pulling up a respectable 69. Oh, what am I kidding? That's an amazing 69k with 74 on the Armor Rouge being able to eke it out. Psyduck was taking a beating, the 114k taken. 97 on Snorlax. You know, bros were tanking damage here. And as we look at Clefable with the most damage for the side of Dinasty, but rocking 98k heals. That was absolutely amazing. And if we look at the progression score, like Adorable Wolves was behind on score for most of this match. They got one cap of 90 around the, what is that, like the 415 mark. So around there, they were able to get in and capitalize on that 430, maybe. I think that is 430. They were able to score. Dinasty was able to capitalize on those scores, being able to put something in the opposite lane, but they just kept further and further extending their lane slowly, one bit at a time, being able to get that lead. But oh my gosh, what a set, what a game. We're going to game number 5 in this game, in the 6-game set. So let's go see our teams. Let's go make sure they're ready, and let's get them ready to go. All right. We now are at 4 points for Dinasty. Here's Adorable Wolves needs to try to come back. But yeah, we will definitely be there. All right, let's take a look at the chat somewhat a little bit. So, Skeleton Pie. I don't know if Hyde will be casting Articuno League, but we'll be playing in that. Maybe I'll run on stream. Who knows? Maybe you will indeed, my man, because let me tell you, I am going to be casting for the Articuno League. As soon as Maul, within minutes of Maul posting that message, be like, hey, we're back. I'm like in there in his DMs being like, hey, can I cast? So, and he said yes. Whoa! So we're in. We're going to be casting for the Articuno League as well as Challengers Rise. We're going to be up there with that. So we got a lot of events for casting coming up our way. So if you're not part of Challengers Rise or part of Articuno League, come on in, guys. I'll shoot me a DM on Discord. I'll make sure you get those links to those servers. We're going to do a stream tomorrow to kind of promote both things, try to get more people interested. Teams are almost filled up for, let me tell you, teams are almost filled up for Articuno League anyways. But if you still want to join the server, get information on broadcast, come cheer people on, I'm sure the teams would appreciate that a lot. So come on, like we're always looking for stuff, It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I think this year for Unite, with UCS going into a league format, it's going to be beautiful for the grassroots scene. We're going to see a lot more stuff sticking around for a lot longer. But enough about that. Let's get back into the game. Let's get back into the tempo and the flow of this game here, because this is something that we need to address here. Serena, Lucario were absolute monsters, just dominating the game. Miraidon was a monster. Greninja's a monster. Everything Dinasty brings in is a monster. Even Slowbro is a demon. Well, okay, he's not a monster. He's a demon. But we do have a ready check from JC. But I think Adorable Wolves needs to start finding some ways to lock people in. That Slowbro is demonic, being able to pick people up with telekinesis and pull them in for the team to collapse and eat whoever it is they pick up. That is something that Dinasty has been consistently good on. It's nailing those individual targets that they're able to pick off. Whether it's a Slowbro, whether it's a Psyduck. There we go. We got the go, go, go. So here we are. Go, go, going. Into game number 5. Adorable Wolves with the first pick priority, with Dinasty being second. And because of a bug, Adorable Wolves is your orange team, and Dinasty is your purple. Adorable Wolves is your purple team, and Dinasty is your orange team. Guys, dyslexic moments sometimes like that happen, where you're like, listen, I know they're on the left side, but I'm going to say right because I'm looking at the right side. Victims of association. All right, so we're getting rid of Ho-Oh. Bam, boom, gone. Greninja, problem, get it gone. Boom, gone. Charizard, never going to happen. Let's make sure it stays that way. Get him out of here. Boom, gone. And Suicune, final pick. Boom, gone. No, we don't want to deal with that. We're in second pick. Heck with that. No way. Screw. Get out of here. Shoo. That is done and gone. But now we're in the first pick position. Snorlax coming in first pick for the side of Adorable Wolves. Getting ready to get this done. They're like, listen, we know our guy. He's our peeler. We're getting it done. Float Stone, Resonant Guard, XP share. But we're going to change that Float Stone over to a Focus Band. Float Stone might be something more of a tech if you're doing an invade. Or maybe there was something I didn't realize. Maybe they're doing some volleyball or some custom modes or something like that. You never know with some of these builds. I had some wacky builds myself from all these other custom game modes, because I'll tell you, I have a blast during them. But we have Serena and Blissey being able to be locked in for the side of Dynasty. So again, we have that monster duo combo with Serena. So but we're not taking Clefable this time. We're going to practice a little bit more. We're going to pull the Blissey in. Blissey is going to be a Pokemon that's going to be a monster to deal with the Safeguard or healing being able to come in on both sides. So we'll be able to see what Adorable Wolves is going to be able to pressure with from their side to figure out where it is that Blissey's going to go so they can properly gauge it. But we have Leafeon and Clefable. That's a nice, decent core. Leafeon's able to get to the back lines. Emerald 2-step, the Unite move, so powerful. Being able to dive in there. We're able to reach the Gardevoir despite the Fairy Singularity. So we do have some options here, but we are going to go with Scyther and Venusaur. And I'm pretty sure that's a Scyther. I almost guarantee you that's a Scyther. And after the performance from Peru Unite at the Worlds, I'm not surprised we're seeing more Scythers. But we're going to see Metagross, we're going to see Gardevoir, and we're going to see Mewtwo X. So Mewtwo Mega Mewtwo X. So that's what we're going to see right here. So what are we already noticing right now? Well, we're already noticing that we have a late game scaling comp with the side of Dynasty. This is going to give Adorable Wolves the opportunity to pressure. You have to put the Metagross behind. You have to put the Gardevoir behind. You have to get these done. Because if you don't, they're just going to soar out of proportion. And the Crashing Compute, the Fairy Singularity, these are two Unite moves that are so powerful. Being able to just come in, Metagross bringing up the wall if it scans more than 3 people. Gardevoir being able to pop its Unite move, the Fairy Singularity right inside of it. Oh, that's going to be so strong. And this Metagross being able to brawl it out more with the Bliss Assist, that's just going to hammer it in. Gonna hammer it in. And it's just it's devastating. This is devastating. What Dynasty is doing is absolutely demonic. And I think that what the best way that Adorable Wolves is going to be able to get this done is if they keep that early game pressure. Go for the invade. Go for the early gank. Go pressure the map. Pressure everything. And that's exactly what we're seeing JC do. JC's going straight for that invade. He's doing it again. He did it game number 4. He did it the first game of after the flip. So now we're doing it game number 2 of the flip. So we're finally seeing this. And it's the Metagross in the jungle here. Nice grab from JC. That is not going to be a Metang for the first gank there. Mewtwo going to come up and be like, listen, I got to do something to help my boy stay up. Can we get this damage down? But Snorlax is just too tanky. But Mewtwo X is no slouch either. We are pressuring that Bunnelby there, but it's not going to be enough. It is going to go to the side of Adorable here, as now we come into this bottom side with no ganks coming through. Nice pressure here. Bulbasaur being able to exert. Snorlax getting back in the front here. This is fantastic. This is fantastic right here. But Rolf being able to secure that Bunnelby there. Oh, but Mewtwo X is in trouble. Oh, but it's looking for that Bulbasaur. It's getting nice little hits on it. You on the top here. Bliss is going down. Scyther does get the Steenie. Going to be able to pick up the Blissey. That's 2 for the side of Adorable Wolves, but that is a very healthy Metang. And he's looking for that Scyther because look at how much damage boy did to him. We're going to allow a cheeky stack from the Metang. He can do this. He is looking for everything he can. Leafeon being able to secure that butt. All right, Leafeon's not the one going into the center path here. But that farm is coming. Those wild Pokemon are coming back for the Metang. But we're going to give it up to the Steenie, and we're going to give it up to the Gardevoir, to the Kirlia. We got to get them back online. So we did great putting them behind, but now we got to keep that early pressure on. And that is something that we have not been able to do, but huge knockout on the Metang! This top path here, as we come down, now we have the mid-birds down here. Adorable Wolves doing fantastic. Being able to keep up with Dinasty in this early game. The pressure and the pacing, not letting them get behind, being able to capitalize on the fact that they are scaling, they are more late game, so they need to keep this up. But are they going to be able to keep it up later in the game? That's the question. How far are they going to be able to get their levels ahead before we finally see Metagross, before we finally see Gardevoir? But we have the engage right here. Snorlax with a nice heavy slam, but Serena picking up the Ivysaur. Snorlax is going to go down here as Clefable tries to save it, but it's not going to be enough. Leafeon comes in, though, with the Scyther. Leafeon goes down. It's not going to be enough. Clefable, the pad, is going to Dinasty. Bringing it down to 6 points, monopolizing all of this wild Pokemon for them, all of this experience, all of this farming, and they're going to increase those buffs even more, or those defenses even more with the Regirock grab. I just got to make sure I'm looking at the DMs there. My DMs are blowing up, but I got to make sure we are looking at the right people here. So I apologize for any sort of delays or breakage with Snorlax engage here. Nice coming through. Do we have the block? Oh, he's not level 7 yet. He does not have the block. He can take a power nap. Leafeon, Emerald, two-step coming through. Huge Solar Beam collapsing onto that Serena. That's massive. That's level 9. That's a lot of experience coming back their way. They're going to grab the Mewtwo X. Double KO for the Venusaur here. Solar coming in here, being like, boom, we got this done. I'm a level 9 Venusaur, and I'm going to be a beamin'. And that's exactly what he's doing. He is a beamin'. Is this the secret that they needed to come into game number 5? Again, the mount control here, Ace has to do everything he can. He's pulling back with this Clefable here. Boom, done. That is good to go. So as we come out here, we are getting things done. Dynasty is looking for map control. They're moving into the center lane here, but Scyther's already way ahead of them. We are on these farm spawners here. Oh, we're picking up. We're grabbing a KO here. Serena coming in through. Oh, there it is. The Solar Beam from the Solar. He's living up to his name. Serena going down to the Leafeon. Leafeon has to get out of there. Fairy Singularity picking up the Snorlax, but the Clefable is able to make it out alive. Metagross is going to be grabbing more cheeky stacks, but the Venusaur is trying to defend this pad all alone. Jump pads are now up 15 points in from that Blissey. Gardevoir looking to be like, hey, can I get my 40 in? No. Can we get farm? Can we grab any of this experience? Can we grab any sort of extraction? And that's exactly what they're here, but they're surrounded on all sides. Leafeon going to be brawling with this Mewtwo X after it Mega Evolves. Dynasty going for the reverse collapse on the Leafeon, now exerting pressure on this bottom tier 2 onto these birds here from the Altarias and the Swablues. Crash and Compute coming through, picking up the Clefable here, as we're now looking to shred the Snorlax, and shred it we do. Gardevoir going to be able to score the 42. We're going to break tier 2 on the bottom side. 245 to 91, but top side is looking pretty good. 47 points, still very healthy pad up here. Regieleki was secured for the side of Adorable Wolves as we now rotate into the bottom lane here. Registeel is going to go to the side of Dynasty. We're not going to have any sort of contestation from this. We do have Vicleo at level 9, though. One of the lowest we've seen from the side of Dynasty compared to Adorable. Nice collapse onto this. We burned a Unite move, I think, though. But that is a Leafeon able to get it back. But now that Gardevoir, I think, can sit in relative freedom. Picking up a double knockout on the Blissey. But Kraft going in for a nice flank, being able to dip and weave at will. Picking up the Clefable here. Snorlax now caught out. Can we get the block up for the extra bulk here? Trying to peel for our Snorlax here. Or trying to peel for our Venusaur, I should say. And we do indeed. There's 50 points coming in for the side. Another crashing compute taking out the Scyther. Wow. Metagross coming in being like, listen, we have our issues here with the Scyther. We don't like it. But as nasty as Toro is, that was a very late Unite move. Serena going with a nice 54, 36 over. We do have 328 to 125 as Dynasty's now going to be collapsing onto the Regieleki that's going to spawn in 15 seconds. Puts them in a nice position to take that while they exert nice pressure with the Metagross. Nice knockout, 2 double knockouts. And double knockout here for the Metagross. It's just a monster. He was level 12 not too long ago, but look at him. Now he's almost level 14 as he's just sitting in here inside the jungle of adorable wolves, making this his home. Toro is nasty on this Metagross, but it is something that they have done before. Dynasty is just rocking Metagross, and they've been able to rock it lately. Seeing a lot of success here. But the Regieleki does go in. We do have the Metagross going for the double point score. He's going to lock it in for 448 to 125. No Ray Flip this time, but the Crash Compute coming in. That's 1 on the Scyther down. So Metagross is trapped in, but is the Snorlax... Is it the Snorlax or the Metagross? Scyther goes down next. It's just the... Snorlax is now gone. It's just 2. Clefable, Venusaur, ready to come through and try to defend this pad as best as they're able. But a lot of points coming in. Scyther now back into the fray. Unite move. Huge coming through. Being able to pick up a KO on the Clefable? No. Clefable getting got by the Guard of War. Huge Unite move. Solar Beam coming in, picking up the Blissey. Oh, Serena goes down. We are only 516 to 125. Leafeon's now looking to collapse onto the Guard of War as Mewtwo X pulls it towards it and goes for the Mega Evolution. Now we have Adorable Wolves coming back into this. This fight is going against them. They're trying to lock down the Gardevoir, but it's not going to be enough. They need to figure out where their targets are going to be. 125 to 520. Metagross down. Serena down. Metagross coming back with Unite. Mewtwo X with Unite. They have no Unites on the side of Adorable Wolves, but they need to grab this KO. The Solar Beam is not going to be enough. The Mewtwo Unite takes down the Secure, locks in the Rayquaza for Dynasty to go and score their Hundo Burgers. Because that is the Dynasty way. They're looking to establish their dynasty here and now with King Vicleo clutching it out at the end. What a huge, massive performance. Vicleo definitely the MVP of that fight coming through as points rain in. We got 900 points on the dot. But oh my goodness, what a game, what a set, what a nice reverse from Adorable Wolves to be able to reverse that. But woo! You didn't expect it from the Mewtwo X. You did not expect it from Mewtwo X. Oh my gosh. What a swing. Just when you think you have it, Dynasty comes back and they're like, no. But Adorable Wolves is going toe-to-toe with them in a lot of these fights. They're able to capitalize on the small mistakes and pull them ahead. But look at this. 72k heals onto this Clefable. 87 tanked by the Snorlax here. We have 75 on Solar. And we got nice, respectable 59, 57 from the Leafeon Scyther, respectively. But look, 106 from the Metagross. 89 Serena, and we have 88 on the Gardevoir. We didn't exactly see the combo that we thought was going to line up between the Metagross and the Gardevoir, but the synergy was still there. Metagross fighting on the front line, sustaining itself with its shields and Blissey heals. Well, Gardevoir is just hitting from the back line, just being able to smack, smack, smack. And you think Snorlax is your only peel? That's absolutely not. As we saw, that Mewtwo X not only saved the Gardevoir from the Leafeon, but locked in a final secure on the Venusaur, stopping it from being able to get the Solar Beam off, and uniting for the secure on the final objective. Vicleo was the MVP of that final fight. Let me tell you, that Dynasty survived because of that Mewtwo X. Oh my gosh. But it's not just one player. It is a team of 5. Everybody's got synergies together, and everyone needs to shine. And I'll tell you, nobody shined harder than that Mewtwo X that game. Well, thank you for the follow there, Maximo Diaz Leon. We really appreciate that. All right, we have our ready checks in from Adorable Wolves, waiting for Dinasty to lock in now as we now go into our final game here as we now lock in our final game of the night with Adorable Wolves and Dinasty. So this is a very long set here. We're approaching what is it? We just passed the 90-minute mark, so an hour and a half. So now we are getting closer and closer to this 2 minutes. So our teams are ready. So let's get going. Both teams are ready to get this final game underway. So let's do it. Adorable Wolves has come so close to being able to pull a victory off of Dinasty. So we have that Ho-Oh band coming in first from the side of Adorable. They do not like Ho-Oh in the first pick slot. They have no intention of bringing Ho-Oh. They want the Snorlax for sure, and Dinasty is more than happy to let them have it. We got Charizard banned. No Charizard at all this set. Charizard is completely gone. Never saw the light of day. We are scared of the Greninja, so we're locking that in. That is a target ban. When you're in the first pick position, you're able to do that. That's a powerful first pick ban. And we're locking in Suicune as the final ban. We're not getting any stuns, no revivals, no assassinations, and no whatever Charizard does, because it's a little bit of everything and somehow it's overpowering. So no Charizard. Snorlax locked in. We're going to keep that. Now might as well, right? Might as well keep that. But we do have that Blissey being locked in here. Perfect. Blissey comes in. Huge. Lock in for the side of Dinasty. Now, whether they're not going to play the Safeguard of the Heels again, going to probably depend on what Adorable Wolves picks. They have the influence. Serena coming back in, being just as nasty as they were before. So this is going to be interesting to see what the Serena is capable of. Psyduck being locked in. Pancakes. I saw that, Machamp. I was hoping you were going to pick it, my man. I am a Machamp believer. Probably not the right Pokemon for this situation. You're right. Aegislash probably a bit more of a better pick for this. But boy, did I want to see a Machamp game. One of these days, we're gonna put a scene up. Every scrim, every league that we cast or whatnot, we're gonna open up. We're gonna discuss. We're gonna go caster's wish list. We're gonna have caster's wish list. Okay. We're going to have that done. We're going to get ready to go. So, but we have Trevenant from Vicleo. This is a brand new Pokemon we've not seen from Dinasty yet. Sylveon coming in. Again, brand new Pokemon from Dinasty that we have not seen yet. So they are definitely practicing and trying new combinations, and they feel Adorable Wolves is the right opponents to be able to do that. They are strong enough to be able to contest them at their best and almost take the wins. So now when they're experimenting, when they're trying these things, they know that they can rely on the information and the data that they gather from Adorable Wolves. But we have Scyther locked in here. When we got Venusaur for the final pick. But this does leave a Speedster open. This does leave that assassination coming through. Metagross could come back as well. Toro is going to lock in the Zoro. Toro on Zoro. You love to see it. Oh my goodness. All right, but here we go. We have Zoroark, Sylveon, Trevenant, already deadly. Serena, Blissey. We've seen how deadly that can be. But Snorlax, Psyduck, always a solid core. Nice synergies, nice pairings. Aegislash coming in here, being able to avoid some of those Unite moves from the Serena, maybe even the Horn Leech off of the Trevenant with its wide guard ability. But Scyther is going to be able to come in. Scyther is going to have to figure out where its targets are going to be. Sylveon is a nice, easy one. Zoroark is probably going to be a problem. You can easily unite them, take them out. But we have seen Craft on the Serena all night, and it's a devastating performance. That guy is overwhelming with it. So let me tell you, that when I say that if we see Scyther alting Serena, you know why. You've seen 5 games tonight so far to explain why that Serena is devastating. But we have Solar back on the Venusaur, probably a Solar Beam. So we're going to see Solar Soar, or Beamosaur as we like to call it. But we're probably going to see the Solar Soar come through. And again, Solar was doing pretty good. He was maintaining that pace. He was maintaining that distance. Unfortunately, when the front lines collapse, he does not have a lot of mobility to be able to extract himself from that. But we're going to go through and we're going to get this done. Do we have another invade from the Snorlax? Nope. Invade number 1 did not work, but invade 2 did. But that doesn't mean we're going for invade number 3. Invade's not always the way, but we're going for this nice secure here. Boom! Snorlax gets it. He's got it, and he's gone! Meanwhile, up in the top side here, we do have... Ooh, we did get one of the 5s. I'm wondering which one that was. Oh, it was on our side. Okay. Okay, a lot of points here for the side of Bliss. That's Serena there. We're not going to be able to get those stacks early, but we do get that Steenie evolved here. Are going to back off on the pressure for now. Zoroark is a threat. Psyduck overextending a little bit there. We got to be very careful. Zoroark is up here. One wrong pick, and Psyduck is gone. Scyther is a little wary of where the Zoro is. He did manage to get to that bush, though, without Dinasty noticing where he is. We do pick up the Psyduck information here, and Zoro collapses, grabs it 1 and 2 with the combo hits. Scyther now behind, grabbing the Steenie, but goes down to the Zoroark. That is a beautiful trade for both teams here. That is massive experience still coming through the side, but I do believe Dinasty rocked at harder because they did get the buffs stolen from the side of Adorable Wolves. But now we are going in. We are getting things done. We have Psyduck here trying to put a little pressure on, get a little vision for the Doublade. Doublade now going to be opting to come into the center pit here to try and look for a position into these 8-minute birds. Dinasty is not far behind. Blissey with nice vision. Zoroark needs to get that. Onto the Scyther here, but Zoroark combo coming through. Snorlax all of a sudden on the back foot and is locked away from his team as he now chases and pulls down. But Serena grabs the Doublade. Zoroark is looking for the combo here. Double berry onto the Scyther here as we look for an opportunity to get in. Serena is not going to make it easy, but look at that damage rip. Look at how it's gone. I know there's healing. I know there's shields, but Scyther is the way to go. Grabs the KO. Oh, no! The Zoroark got baited, and there it is. Zoroark gets the knockout, and he's just piecing. He's like, listen, I did my job. Scyther's gone. I'm low, and I'm getting out of here. Trevenant is now up top. Level 6, so we do not have that Horn Leech yet. Going to be devastating once it does get it. Going to be able to collapse with their team, though. Looking for an opportunity to pick something. They're looking for the Doublade or the Scyther. Speaking of picks, though, Doublade now Aegislash as we pick up the Serena. We missed the Solar Beam, but we are going to pick up the Trevenant as well. But Sylveon coming into the back line, being able to pick apart the Scyther and the Psyduck. But that Mystical Fire coming in hard and clutch. Unite move coming out, pulling it almost back to full HP as Solar Tile is now fighting J-Star coming in. Oh, no. All right, J-Star is able to pull out, but we have huge fight coming up top. Aegislash goes down. Venusaur goes down. Zoroark meaning like, listen, I'm a Zoroark. I'm going to score. We're going to get this done. 29 points from Serena. 40 points. No! Oh, Vic Leo, you troll. You knew your Zoroark score animation was faster, but you did it anyways to be like, hey guys, guess what? Look at me. Oh boy, did you ever get us. We thought you were going to score with just a few points over. Imagine if he gave himself a heart attack too on that. That'd be just as funny. But Sylveon, oh, here we go. Sylveon pulls out the Scyther Unite move as we now collapse onto this bottom pad. 26 going in here, 26 being denied on the solar beam. On the Solar Soar here, Scyther Demonic comes through, able to pick up. We're going straight for scores, straight for stacks. We need them. Altaria playing the 6th defender for the side of Dinasty and being like, nah, bro, I'm not paid enough for this. And Trevenant didn't like that. He's like, you're not paid at all. But you should still defend our pad. Come on, man. Huge experience coming to the way of MG, but he's now caught out. He's able to full heal and get away, but he's caught behind enemy lines. He's now level 12. That's huge experience coming back with the Unite move pulled out too. That's now gone. Aegislash on the Zoroark, being able to come through. Aegislash burns its Unite, but Zoro also comes out. Zoroark looking to get onto the AG, does pick up the knockout with the finishing combo. That is just nasty. Snorlax, Trevenant fighting in the jungle there. We'll let them be. We'll come talk and see what's going on with the Blissey and Serena. Pardon me there. I had to get a bit of a drink there. All right, I apologize. Now our throat is back. Our vocals are ready as Zoroark collapses with 50 points into the bottom pad, making the score 297 to 81 as Trevenant scores an additional 11 points. Snorlax with a nice block, being able to bounce that Zoroark back. That is going to deny a little bit of pressure coming in here, but we are now at the 4-minute mark. Regieleki. We had 2 Regielekis on the field for a moment there. We saw the double there. That's a little bit deceiving. Zoroark going to be able to lock in with Serena and rip the Regieleki is now converted to the Dynasty way. It says, hey, listen, your name is Dynasty. This sounds like Dynasty. I'm all for it. I'm here for the Dynasty Empire. Zoroark now in a position here, pulling up its ability, looking for a way to get into the behind here, gets onto the Venusaur. What a dastardly trick indeed. Aegislash was fighting on the front lines, but the Bliss assist comes in onto the Aegislash here, going to be able to come through. Or the Bliss assist onto, sorry, what was that? I think that was the Trevenant, the Zoroark? I couldn't remember. I thought Bliss assist was on Adorable Wolves. But nice rip onto this, nice reverse push. Serena is in trouble. MG is going so deep. Now behind enemy lines. Oh, dodges that. He's running. He's scared. He has to be. He's level 13. He's got to go. One basic from this Sylveon, and he was almost gone. That was deep. That was close. And I'll tell you, he's probably got a bit of a heart problem now because that was terrifying. But they're going to collapse onto the Trevenant. Looking for the nice KO on that. If you look at their levels here, we're 30 seconds away from the Rayquaza. 14 on Zoroark and Scyther. 13 on the Venusaur and 13 on Serena and Venusaur and 12 on Aegislash. And, Sylveon just got to 13. So if we look at our levels of both our supports now, Adorable Wolves has done a fantastic job being able to collapse and punish Dynasty coming through here. Being able to just absolutely keep on par. But this Sylveon's going down. The Sylveon is just going to town on the Venusaur. The Solar Soar is just having a rough time of it. But we got the potion out. I think we got the Unite move out. But we are going to pick up the knockout. That is now 2 down. Blissey down. Sylveon down. Zoroark is a little bit there. Nice engage from the Snorlax there onto the Zoro. Block goes up. Nice hit on it. Zoroark unites, but it's not going to be enough as Snorlax puts the heavy slam, putting Zoroark into a heavy sleep. Serena unites onto the Snorlax there. Ace being able to lock that in. Bliss assist coming in, picking up the Snorlax KO. And it's now a bit of a reverse. But it's going to be this Trevenant going down here to the Aegislash. Nice wide guard coming through. They pulling up on the targets here. Bliss assist going down as they're going to turn the rip to the side of the Great Green Dragon. Serena is going to be, we take the side duck as we come through. The rip is now stopped. Dynasty has done a great job finding out where the Solar Soar is, being able to lock it down and take it down, even though the rip was possible. Snorlax is now here with a nice heavy slam. It could be at too early. Coming through. Serena grabs it. Dynasty going to lock up the final Great Green Dragon, taking it for themselves and going to be locking in these points as Hundo Burgers reign in for them for the final stand. With how many Hundo Burgers they put in, they could probably open their own burger stand. I'll tell you that. So now we have 684 to 81. Adorable Wolves will not be able to come back into this. Game number 6 is going to go to the way of Dinasty. And let me tell you what a set this has been. Dinasty and Adorable Wolves. What a set, guys. What a set. Congratulations to both teams. This was an amazing thing to watch tonight. We've learned a lot from both sides. I think we gained a lot too. This is why we host Scrims. And oh my gosh, let me tell you. Oh, I'm blown away. The level of competency on Serena and Lucario is just absolutely devastating. Like, you need to target Kraft. All right, you need to ban this guy out. Anybody future who finds this VOD or whatnot, target Kraft. Target him. He's got Serena, he's got Lucario, but that's not all that's in his repertoire. He's got so many mons. He's they're very versatile. Let me tell you, Kraft, very versatile. You have to block certain Pokemon out. But I mean, sure. But then you get on Kraft, and then you look at Toro on Zoro, Toro with the Greninja, Toro with I forgot who else they played. That's just how high octane this set was. This match was. Look at that. 60, this is the most tame damage for both teams yet, and we're still hitting 98, 82, 72, 90, 89, 66. We're the most tame damage numbers on both sides yet, and yet look at how much damage it's still being racked up. Look at how much tanking is happening here. Look at, oh my goodness. That's Sylvia rocking 90k damage taken, 56 healed almost as much as the Blissey. How crazy is that? Oh my gosh. But congratulations, Adorable Wolves, for being able to lock in this scrim. Thank you, Dinasty, for coming on, giving us this opportunity, and doing a nice, this scrim was so fun. It was fun to cast. I'm sure the guys on Adorable Wolves really appreciate it as well. We would love to set more stuff up with you. But if you're also a team looking to hit up Adorable Wolves for a scrim, we are looking for Mondays, Tuesdays around 9 p.m. EST. 9 to 10 p.m. EST. We are looking to set more scrims up. We got another scrim tomorrow with Secret Tech for 9 p.m. EST. We got a doubleheader with Thanks Gaming next week on Monday, Tuesday, same time. But we're always looking to schedule a little bit ahead as much as possible. Thank you for the follows as well. Light Haro Peko or Pico. I don't know how to say that, unfortunately. I'm going to butcher your names, and I'm going to apologize right now because let me tell you, crafting. Yeah, I'm glad dude, you were insane tonight. You were insane. It's amazing. Bro, you gotta share the spotlight. I'll tell you right now. Oh my gosh. But you did share the spotlight too, because again, we got Vicleo on that Mewtwo X, and the tanks that they've been pulling up. Oh my gosh. Ace, JC, Vicleo, you guys were amazing tanks tonight. We got great supports from Max. We got those Blissey's heals. Look at that, 74k. We're still looking at that. But thank you for the follow as well. Toro Jr., we really appreciate the follows, guys. Really appreciate the support. We're going to be looking to cast more Adorable Wolf scrims Mondays, Tuesdays. We do have Articuno League, as well as Challengers Rising and Zygarde League casting coming more the way of the channel as we start to look to slot in more events for Pokemon Unite as we start trying to build our viewership and get everybody more involved into these communities. But again, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys again real soon. Take care and have fun, but stay tuned because we got a bit of a raid coming on here. So let's figure out who we're going to raid. Who are we going to raid tonight? Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. You know what? Elfen 1X. Let's take a look here. Let's go ahead. Let's go take a look. Let's go see what they're doing. They got 33 viewers. They're looking to do some Unite ranked, it looks like. We'll go see what's up. Or maybe they're doing some casting too. Well, hey, if they're doing some more casting, let's take a look. So we're going to start the raid with them. You guys have fun. And we'll see you guys on the flip side as the raid is getting in progress now. All right. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you guys again real soon.